Here we go again. More space engineers. So we've had some mishaps with the crawler, some mishaps with block limits now that they've reduced them in the economy update, so more stations and whatnot can be in the world. Been building some stuff. Uh, this ugly thing. I've been keep trying to make a pure hydrogen atmospheric minor something ship, and it just probably just going way overboard, but this thing just does not handle well. We'll fire it up here, make sure everything's on. Let's zoom in. We got as far as spinning the drills and mining some stone, but it has all the hydrogen thrusters ever. So it's kind of no wonder it's already at 2% down on the. I think I have two large tanks and the equivalent of another two large tanks and all these small black and white tanks that you can see on the side here. So I'll give you a quick tour. There's a rover cockpit. It's a mod. It's really pretty. It's got a bunch of hydrogen thrusters and a bunch of fuel tanks and some conveyor junctions because yeah, bad ideas. And two survival kits so I could process stuff on the go and two large cargo. Oh man, I went a little crazy. Um, yeah, this thing's just too big and too much hydrogen usage. Um, it just has some ice in it, and it's just really heavy. And it does mount a decent amount of drills, and it does do an okay job, but I would only use it to mine ice, because it's going to need a lot of it. So this is on the demo list. We're going to delete this failed attempt. Let's turn this sucker off. How about? We'll cuss at it a little bit because, yeah, it contributed to our block limits. And it cost me a lot of time and did not do what I wanted it to do. So over here we have our next attempt, which slowly evolved from pure hydrogen, 2 drills, bare minimum, to 7 drills, rover cockpit, and even some armor skinning, which I'm not quite done with. So what we've got here is a mix of atmospheric and hydrogen. It only uses the hydrogen thrusters as boosters. Yeah. So it can actually, go out mining on its atmospherics, and if it gets a little too heavy or I want extra maneuverability, we can use the hydrogen thrusters. In the back here, we have these two ridiculously loud, right here, hydrogen engines. Has 2 batteries, but it runs pretty well off just that. So let me make sure all of these thrusters are on. Okay. Then we will detach. I've made that error a few times. So here's the rover cockpit. It's pretty slick. I like to have the elevation and heads-up display. It's a very 1980s Top Gun fighter altitude vector display there. But the looking down from the cockpit in this one, once I added that drill between my feet, it just kind of ruined the cockpit, but it made it functional, so it had to be done. She's loud. Lots of thrusters really close to the cockpit. Try to avoid that if I can. So in every direction we have at least 2 atmospheric thrusters, if not 3, or 4, or more. The only direction we're a bit weak on is downward thrust, with only the 2 atmospheric thrusters. But we're backed up by quite a few hydrogen thrusters if we tip over, whatever. This thing could probably use more cargo space and another battery. But she hovers real nice without the hydrogens on, which means the hydrogen can all go to the hydron engines to power the atmospherics. It does chew up the battery. It's not a permanent flight build, so 45 minutes with just the atmospherics hovering. So you're gonna lose some time here and there. But if we turn on our hydros, we also finally remembered, don't bug out on me, finally remembered how to reinstall the auto leveling script. So if I'm pitching wildly, I can push one button, just like on Spin to Win over there, and it'll reset me to center. The only problem is this ship, for whatever reason, it's not very long. Super long ships have roll problems, but this one seems to have a roll problem. It just doesn't like to pick up and go on the rolls. We also have a rear-facing camera. Since we have a rear-facing connector, we use it for docking. It's right above the connector. It's great configuration. Highly recommend. Makes docking real easy. So we've put our crawler on blocks. I unticked the block limits box, but this thing's doing some seriously funky stuff. So we are literally going to drive it till the wheels fall off. But obviously it's going to take a little setup. And we've refit the welding ship back to grinders. Threw the rover cockpit on there and a connector right above the cockpit because it was getting annoying. So we'll probably just grind this sucker down. Did I take the extra Spin to Win out of the back? I did. So we're all set. I really love this thing, but something's being funky, and the tires are sinking into terrain. You can probably see it. Ooh. No, they're actually sitting on terrain today. Mostly. They're starting to clip into the terrain and just taking ridiculous amounts of damage. There we go. Ooh. Slamming into stiff. Trying to go fast. Boop. So I had to put these up because the sucker just would not stop. It just drifting all over the place, and twitching and being all weird. So it looks like giant mobile moon base is, or crawler here is got to go. I would love to use it and just keep it, but if it's gonna break down every 3.5 feet, it's not really worth it. So hopefully I got all the blocks on the wheels. And before I break it yet again, I'm going to save it yet again. There we go, all saved. Let's go for a drive. Alright, thrusters are on. Parking brakes off. That wasn't good. Alright, let's see if we can zoom out a little bit. We'll go down the hill. Now, granted, this is not normal use case. But it'll demonstrate, hopefully, what I was talking about. Or maybe it'll just behave beautifully today and bounce off everything. Like it's supposed to. So, Shattered Hopes, which is still up in orbit there. The cursed ship that I've modified millions of times, or at least it feels like it. When I left my crawler, ooh, there goes a nice hole in the ground. When I left my crawler, I respawned in Shattered Hopes. I didn't die. I didn't have a choice of where to respawn. Nothing. So, interesting. And of course, this thing's gonna behave today, just nicely. Okay. I can hear the wheels kicking the shields. But yeah, now it's handling fine. Don't know what's going on. I can hear some damage ticking on the wheels from the shield. But you can also see in the bottom right corner, we're at 15 minutes. That means the shield has absorbed a tremendous amount of damage. And it's trying to charge up. Some of them are mining holes. Zero obstacle for this thing, even at high speeds here. Alright, it's not clipping through like it was. The wheels are behaving nicely. I don't know, maybe we'll keep it. Haven't decided yet. It's quite fun to drive around, but I don't know what I'm going to do on this planet. I can't seem to find any more wrecks. I think I drove around for a couple hours. No more wrecks, so time to move on to a different planet. See something different. Ooh. A little error on that one. Alright. That's about enough of that. Since I can't seem to make the wheels fall off today. No matter how fast I'm going here. 70-something kilometers. Impact on one wheel. There we go. No? It's performing perfectly today. As it should. We can try and slide our mouse around, use our gyros to change direction completely. Even that collision didn't cause any damage. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Sorry for the choppiness. My computer's doing its best. And its best is, well, old. Get up the hill here. Get back to base. I was kind of hoping to destroy this thing today, but it doesn't want to cooperate. So you get to see the majestic leaps of a multi-trillion ton vehicle. Not bad. That's how it's supposed to work. But yeah, I was literally stopping every, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes to put multiple wheels back on. I'm going to turn on all our down thrusters here and try and get a little grip on the deck so we don't slide back off. But yeah, if it always performed like that, I don't think I'd ever bother with another base. I'd just build this thing. Turn on the parking brake. It's wobbling a little, but it's not flying away like it was the other day. Dunno. Maybe I just need to delete some more stuff. Get a better computer. You know. The basics. So we're gonna grind her down. It's kind of sad, but she's just too big. too big to have this, a base, and a spaceship that's equally as large and has way too many connectors. So, Shattered Hopes has just boatloads of connectors buried in the hull. And with the new PCU limits, or not connectors, conveyors. Conveyors buried in the hull. And with the new PCU limits, that's really bad. So it might be time for a gutting and redesign.
No fuel.
No, don't lie to me. Well, it said it was on, but it wasn't on. So we got some damages. Pretty standard when I drive this thing. It always comes back in pieces parts. But it usually comes back with more pieces parts than it rips off itself in the process. So I'm going to grind this sucker down. And you can watch if you want. At least for a little while there. It gets old quick. Especially with how bulky and nasty this thing is. This thing needs a redesign as well. But it's not like heavy armor, so it goes pretty quick. I should paint it black and get the build and repairs going on it. That way I'm not doing it all manually. Let's turn our saws off real quick before we do that though. I just use the 000 black because it just doesn't look right to me. Come on. Come on. No? No? You don't want to paint today. I'm holding the block. It's always something. No? Weird. Just a weird game. It does strange things. Like right now I can't paint anything. Nope. Okay. Maybe because our ship here is colliding with the other ship and the game is confused. Maybe because, you know, this thing's just a giant monstrosity of rolling steel. It's even resistant to paint. It's even resistant to me. Well, I'm going to work on this. While I respawn inside her. I'm going to work on this. And you can go do something more interesting while I fix problems in the space problem game. So if you watch this and all of this, thanks for watching.